The charge nurse, Bailey-Bouchay. You sat in the meeting in my care conference with Billy Burton and Matthew, the program director. I stated that I was having trouble filling out my military sexual trauma paperwork. I was working on trying to get some benefits, but every time I tried to do it, I'd get sick. And Billy committed that he'd help me with that. Billy committed he'd help me with a lot of things before. He told me that I may not be able to get my eye surgery on Tuesday because it was such late notice. I said, it's Thursday. What are you talking about? He said, well, I don't have anyone yet. I said, well, so it's Thursday. Who cares? He said, well, I have to check. You don't understand. I'm not making any promises. I said, I don't understand why you wouldn't be making any promises. I'm telling you I'm getting my eye surgery on Tuesday. He said, I'm not sure if you are yet or not yet. I said, well, I don't understand. He said, well, because I have no one at the moment that's volunteered to take you. I said, why would somebody volunteer or have to volunteer? I mean, for fuck's sake. He said, because we don't do that. So, there's a lot of things that you guys don't do. I never got any assistance in that paperwork. My bus pass was shot up February 1st, and that was the morning I was going back to my apartment to pick up my third trip of stuff that couldn't be given a third trip because my VA coordinator said that she doesn't get paid for overtime. So when I went to the bus in the morning very early because I had to be out on February 1st, boop, my bus pass didn't work. I asked Billy, he said it would be repaired, and that it should be shortly. And then I asked the guy that moved from upstairs to downstairs, and he's now a case manager, which is, an oxymoron because you guys don't do any case management. You may have assigned people to your case study, but your case study of death has nothing to do with success or with anything to do with anything that I talked to you guys about. Now, privacy of my medical information is very important. Privacy of my fellow LGBTQIAP is very important. And you guys have violated the tenets of my privacy. I mean, the fact that our charge nurse, Sandy, did not call over and speak to Walter Castro when he was having a suicidal relapse when it was her idea and she promised to do so. When Billy said that an intervention would be good amongst his friends, and then we were attempting to do that, but, we were led nowhere. We were led down dead ends. And Sandy lied to me, and she lied to Daniel when she told him I was dangerous. And then, I don't know where that came from, interestingly enough. But then to gang-bang him, a most vulnerable, somebody who can't even read his own scripts, I know. I mean, I have to follow him everywhere to fill out his paperwork. When he checked into his hotel after his flood, when he goes anywhere, I fill out his paperwork. So why would you give him strips that are tens and tens of feet long every week when you know that he can't read it? Why would you give him things that you know that he's throwing away? Why would you give him medicine that you know he's not using? And why would you give him medicine that's in conflict with each other when you don't even know what the root problem is? If you care about their hopes and desires, that would be me too. You did not. I was targeted. But the worst thing that you could have done was to call over to speak to his HIV case manager. Shammy was somebody that he relied upon more than you. I mean, you use your nature of nurture as a weapon because you're a witch. But Shammy was a different story. But you and Shammy were a bit close. So you and Dr. Goldberg. I don't know what it is you thought you were doing before, but as it was is no more. The fact that you called over there and you poisoned her and told her things about me that weren't true. You don't know who I am. I tried to explain myself the few times that I needed assistance, but I thought that it was safer for me to stay away from the staff because the staff was constantly targeting me and my dog. We were supposed to be accepted without prejudice, but that's why I sat outside. But that wasn't good enough. Sitting outside with my crew while I was getting ready to work on Take 5 and other initiatives that would help them monetize their situations out of abject desperation, and something that you guys don't support is teach them life skills. I was met with a back door policy, I guess, or a back channel was opened. That did not include me or my authorization for you to speak on my behalf. Now, to speak deleteriously is even worse. To speak at all is offensive. To speak anymore, it's too late. So I'm sorry to say that your scam is over. That neglecting the clients is over. They are not your folks, Sandy, they're my folks. From the bottom of my heart, you crossed the line, you crossed over to another border. The border where women aren't women, where they really are witches. And they use the nature of nurture that we're all susceptible to, but you cannot do that against the most vulnerable. You cannot do that against people who are operating from a deficiency. I had lost my best friend, Walter Castro. You said you would call him because we love Walter. You did not call him. I spoke to him. He said that he got no calls from anyone, including me, because of his drunken banter. But if you had reached out to him, I believe it would have helped, and I believe that you were reaching out to him, which is the reason why I stopped. Because it was over my head, and I thought that it was in your realm. I didn't know that it was your realm to not care. I didn't know it was in your realm to be neglectful. I didn't know it was in your realm to be malicious. I didn't know, Sandy, that it was in your realm to target me and to target Daniel on something lovely that we were doing not only for each other but for everyone else. And it endangered my service animal and his too. And it even got him to call my best friend who was dying. She was my personal assistant for 5 years in commercial fishing. I lost 2 best friends in December, and you guys shut off my bus pass in February. While I was trying to get to my military sexual trauma classes that Billy didn't help me fill out the paperwork from that I reviewed with you guys during my case management session where it was called a care conference and there was no care involved. Ma'am, I'm really sorry about your situation. I terribly and truly am. I'm sorry that you're such evil people that you think that it's possible to neglect people and not have it considered abuse. It's beyond abuse, and what you did was beyond explanation. So I suppose you'll have to explain it to a much higher authority than me. That will be coming down soon enough. Cheers. Have a horrible day.